So here's the real question. How do dentists like you, who aren't willing to let insurance dictate how you will run your practice, who want to create incredibly profitable practices without sacrificing your time or sanity, how do you create the strategies to ensure your practice not only survives but thrives in the 21st century? That's the blaring question, and Dr. Steve Schalintz is here to provide the answers. Welcome to Dental Practice Freedom Radio.
Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Dr. Steve Schalintz. I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dental Practice Freedom Radio. And as always, I've been traveling quite a bit, and I figured, hey, I got a few minutes before I had to finish some stuff, and you know what, I'm going to talk about some of my experiences. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and there will be a dental relationship, I promise. I'll be able to connect the dots a little bit for you. But some of you know that I do a lot of coaching, and I do a lot of one-on-one coaching and really focus with dentists that I know I can help them get results. And so I have a program called Dental Sales Secrets, which is an online sales platform to increase case acceptance. But then I go a little bit further, and I definitely take it a step further, and I work one-on-one with dentists as well. And I just implemented team workshops into this component. Everything feeds off of Dental Sales Secrets. So that platform is really my baby. It's my modus operandi, if you will, in my own practice. And then I have a very specific type of dentist where I'll do one-on-one coaching. And so this past week I was out in LA. I was coaching a dentist there that is a really high-end restorative dentist, has been through a lot of technical training and is now trying to implement what it is he's learning with his team and take his practice in this direction. And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to have some amazing mentors in my life and some amazing coaches and some amazing programs that I've been through that have allowed me to do some things in my practice from a high-end restorative capability that I just didn't think I'd be here at this stage, being a newly turned 33-year-old dentist. My birthday was November 9th, and I was thinking to myself, I've accomplished quite a bit in a very short period of time, and that's not to pat myself on the back. I know dentists that are just incredibly highly talented and skilled, but I can guarantee you that if you ask any one of them, they were very heavy into continuing education, and they got a lot of great mentors very early on. And that's exactly what I've done. And I wanted to be able to give back. And you might be saying, well, what does this have to do with my practice? My coaching business started to take off, especially on the team workshop and the one-on-one component. Now, some coaches think I'm nuts for doing that, but I always thought, what's my highest level of contribution? What can I do that very few coaches are going to be able to do? And I do have the freedom to do some one-on-one coaching, and I love doing that. I still love getting into offices. I love working with dentists one-on-one to increase their sales process. It's the number one overlooked skill, and it's absolutely vital. And then more importantly, how do you get your team on it? So, you know, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, when did the coaching for me take off in any capacity? It was when I got very clear and intentional about who it was that I was trying to serve, right? Because up until that point, Dental Sales Secrets was a successful platform. I was getting dentists into it, but I wasn't able to take dentists to the next level from it. And I started to go back and say, who is my ideal dentist? Who is the person that I want to serve, and how do I want to serve them? And it kept becoming a very obvious theme that my highest point of contribution was that I was going to be able to help dentists that were either transitioning to fee-for-service or were in fee-for-service, but then wanted to add a wellness component to their practice. And they wanted to do more high-end restorative work. And they wanted to be able to get this high-end technical dentistry into their office. And that niche alone really kind of self-selected out a lot of dentists. And it's not that I don't work, you know, with dentists that are PPO in a PPO environment. I just can't relate to that environment as well because I don't have that in my own practice. And I'm only going to teach and coach what it is that I'm doing in my own practice. And when you get niched down like that, when you start to target your ideal person and who you're going to work with? And then more importantly, how are you going to help this ideal person? Whatever business you have will skyrocket, will take off. Because now when you market, when you brand, when you do everything in your practice or your business, you will find that these people will find you out. They will come search for you. And so I was thinking about that. That's exactly how I grew my own practice. And it's still growing, and I don't want to say that I have this thing iced, because I have growing pains, especially, any practice that's fee for service, they will be kidding you if they say, well, I don't have any issues. That's not necessarily always true. Now, you could maybe get beyond that if you're 50, you're 60, your overhead's down to 40%, 50%. Yeah, I could see that you would have very few issues because you're able to weather the storms. But for younger fee-for-service dentists, there's always going to be a struggle there. The way you get around that struggle is being crystal clear about who it is you're trying to serve. And once you get crystal clear on who it is you're trying to serve, you will find that everything that you do in your practice will be catered towards those specific patients, and your business will flourish. And that's exactly what happened in my coaching business. When I got crystal clear on who I was going to help one-on-one, that's when my one-on-one coaching business took off. And, as I said before, I know that some coaches look at me and, how are you going to scale that? And I said, to be honest, I don't care right now. I really don't care about scaling the business. I feel like helping my clients and helping my dentist get where they want to go. That's my number one focus right now. And I thought about that in my own practice. That's exactly how I treat my patients. So it would make sense that my coaching business is an extension of what it is I do in my practice. Even my interview process to get one-on-one coaching is the same type of process. I spend 45 minutes to an hour on the phone with a doctor just to see where they're at and how can I help them. Because the reality is I might not be able to help everybody. You need to do that specific thing in your own practice, especially if you're looking to differentiate yourself from the dentists around you, if you're trying to get off of insurance plans, if you're trying to reduce third-party involvement. This essential skill of identifying your ideal customer avatar, as somebody would call it, is absolutely vital. You have to do that because your marketing will be ill-equipped to handle the economy. The branding won't make any sense. The way that you talk about your practice won't make any sense because it'll be trying to be all things. I've always said, if you try to be everything to everybody, you end up being nothing to nobody, right? You have to define who it is you're trying to serve. Now, if you see other people, that's great, but that's not where your marketing goes. That's not where your branding goes. And I've talked to a few, different dentists. They say, well, how do you market? And I said, well, I have the mid-40s female that has TMJ, has been to 3 or 4 different dentists, can't get relief, has headaches every day, has probably been through ortho 2 or 3 times, has had neck pain. She's seen chiropractors, she's seen ENTs, she's seen physicians, she's seen everybody. She's not able to get relief. She comes to my practice. I'm able to get her relief. It's a very crystal clear image of the person I'm trying to serve. So my website is designed for that person, right? The feel of my new patient exam is designed for that person. Like every part is designed for that person. And if I see a 30-year-old male, then I see a 30-year-old male. But by and large, my marketing is towards one specific person. That's how I've run my dental practice. That's also how I'm running my coaching business. And I'm telling you, when I got crystal clear on that, that's when my business took off, both of them. And especially my coaching business. And I had been going back and forth for a long time, like, how was I going to do this? And should I make it more generalized for everybody? And then I thought about what I just said to myself, and I tell others, if you try to be everything to everybody, you'll be nothing to nobody. And I challenge you in your own practice to start to think about who is that ideal person you want to be serving. And I hear this sometimes too in practice. They say, well, I want to help someone. My patients, my ideal patients are those that value dentistry and will pay for it. That's not an ideal customer avatar, right? That's just a pipe dream. All right. Like you have to have more to the story than that. You have to be crystal clear. And the reason is very simple. If you know exactly who that person is you're trying to serve, you actually know their pain points more than they know their own pain points. And that's how I work with my dentists. I know what they're trying to do more than they know what they're trying to do. And so I can get them where they want to go because I already know what that story is and how to get around the obstacles and all the things that are holding them back, because I've been there and I've done that and I'm still doing that. So I get it. I understand it. And so, I want you to be thinking about that in your own practice. Think about who it is you're trying to serve, how you're trying to serve them, and then ask yourself these questions. If I'm a new patient coming in this practice and I'm this ideal avatar, how would I feel about this? How would I feel about that? How would I feel about this? Very important. I had an exercise with the dentist that I was working with in LA. I said, listen, I want you to act like you're a new patient. You come into your practice, and I want you to evaluate everything you do, right? Look at the waiting room. How's the waiting room set up? Look at the path between the waiting room and your consult room. Your office is your consult room. Like, look at your office. Is it messy? Is it neat? What does it look like? And now I'm going to take you back to the first room. What rooms do you have to walk by? What does this look like? What does this look like? What is the feel? What is the emotional involvement? I want you to go through every single step of what it is you do for your new patient experience and think about that ideal patient that you're trying to serve. How would they view this? And when you start to do things like that, when you put yourself in the customer's mind, right, the patient's mind, that's when you'll start to see results. And so hopefully you got value out of this. As always, you can go to dentalsalessecrets.com. You can get a free training on case acceptance. I also highly encourage you to leave me a review, leave a rating. I'm working on some amazing things in 2019. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm so excited to have you on this journey with me. And if you're listening to this today, happy Sunday. If not, happy rest of the week whenever you're listening, and I'll see you at the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Dental Practice Freedom Radio with Dr. Steve Schlintz. We'll see you on the next episode.